の夢があるから何も恐れたりしない。こんなもんじゃない本当の私見せてあげる。一生に一度きりの今を後悔したくない。有言実行を言葉にしたら世界は動き出した。最速の輝きこの手に掴み取って新しい幕開けを越えて進んでゆこう。情熱に鳴り響く高鳴りというファンファーレ。抱きしめたら解き放とう。目指す場所があるから選ばれしこの道をひたすらに駆け抜けて頂点に立つ立ってみせる Next Frontier。 力の限り先へ。勝ちたい勝ちたい勝ちたい君に勝ちたい。燃やせ夢の火を鳴らせゴールの鼓動。絶望しても前向けがもう振り向かない。ゾクゾク前進限界なんて問題ない。さあ取りに行け不滅の闘争。やばいやばいやばい暗いバラの祭典。まだまだギャンギャン気がついたよ感じるよ。こぼれ落ちた勝利からどこレッツゴー。弱さまどこレッツゴー。熱い目がどこレッツゴー。全てまといガンガンガンガン強くみんなを笑顔に。栄冠の向こうへたらこんなに輝きたいから負けない。何回だって何度だって今手が届きそうで何回だって何度だって諦めかけた。涙ないけど溢れてる。何回だって何度だって君には負けない。明日もこれで描け勝負の軌道。全身全霊前向けがもう迷いはない。情熱の文字何風になって構わない。もがいてあがけ不屈の闘争。やばいやばいやばい早いバラの再来。まだまだ上等近づいたよ感じるよ。泣き尽くした夢だから Go go let's go 自分した ぴょい馬ぴょい。勝ったこれもすっごくいいんですけど、私たちもっとトレセン学園を盛り上げなきゃいけないと思うんです。確かに。せっかくのお祭り騒ぎ、ちょっとだけスピードアップしませんか？温度でスピードアップ？さあみんな始まるよ。ワンツーサンはい。それそれそれそれ。息が苦しい。あれ音が出ない。音響さんはい。嬉しくてはしゃいじゃってドドンドン。ゆらゆらとひらひらと花舞う夕方。髪を結って帯を巻いてキューキューキュー。気づいちゃもっともっとやつらは始まったばっかり。もういいかいまだだよ。もういいかいもういいよ。届け届け想いを届け。追えば逃げてぐるぐる回る。空で進まいたのに目指すはこっちに。恐れることなかれ。んなこと言ってどうすんのどうすんの。めちゃくちゃよいぜよさよいぜよさ。踊り踊りくるぜ。さあめちゃくちゃよいぜよさよいぜよさ。トレセン温度でよよよよよさ。めちゃめちゃあやいさあやいさ。踊り踊りくるぜ。さあめちゃめちゃあやいさあやいさ。トレセン温度でよよいのよよいのよよいのよいさ。歌いすぎて息が苦しい。酸素だ酸素だ酸素割ってこい。今宵星がまたついてる場合か。どうすんのどうすんの。めちゃくちゃよいぜよさよいぜよさ。踊り踊りくるぜ。さあめちゃくちゃよいぜよさよいぜよさ。トレセン温度でよよよよよ。めちゃあやいさあやいさ。踊り踊りくるぜ。さあめちゃあやいさあやいさ。トレセン温度でよよいのよよいのよよいのよいさ。ゲッゼロ真ん中目指せゴートゥートップ。一番手バッチリひらめいて。あなたというと君に希望届けるから。誰か絶対的センター目指します。勝ち行け0番順位は一番。絶対メダイアイドルだもん。全国各地に届けたいのだな。熱くたぎるウイニングライフ。ちっちゃなことからでっかいことまで全力全力とさっと回ってちりつま精神忘れずに。努力は当然でしょ。キラキラしたいんだ証明さよらしく。野心全開つかみ取るんだ。馬ドルたるもの茨の哲学。うまくいかないことだらけでも負けられない。ゲッゼロ真ん中目指せゴートゥートップ。一番手がっつり勝ち取っちゃう。レセン電車のトップ馬乗る。ゲッゼロ譲れない願いゴートゥートップ。テンポだしバッチリひらめいて。あなたというと君に希望届けるから。ガルカズラ泥臭いだとか草の根だとか。それは全部褒め言葉。いろんなところでいろんな人たち愛をくれた一人じゃない。馬ドルたるものみんながいてこそ1とス1が100万馬力。眠たい休みたいわかるけれどさ一緒に練習しよう。仲間でライバル
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Tengu Cup May 2026. Apologies for the delay. We are back here in day 2 of the event. We had a pretty exciting amount of races in the very first day. We had 4, of course, which gave us a few exciting competitive scenes, especially one that we will be discussing later on. But yes, hello everyone, welcome back, and I hope you're here to enjoy your stay once again. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start with the rest of the discussions first before we begin. So, first and foremost, hold on. Let us. Sorry about that, chat. Okay, here we go. So let us recall first what has happened in the first day of the Tengu Cup. So as you can see here is all 12 trainers and their teams, and we are here presented here with the current status of current standing of everyone here, tied for first. There are 4 trainers tied for first place, 4 tied for 5th, and 4 tied for 9th. Currently, the ones tied for first are Blue, Crazy Dave, Mia, and Tsukasa. And I think one thing you'll notice again is that there are currently 3 Christmas Ogre mains are on the top of the board, and of course Crazy Dave as well in there. And the second placers are random name, Rugu Gachu, Torrent, and Tetrakis. And the next up, and then third placers here were Ray, Roy Trigger, Tunic, and Valiona. It's gonna be quite an interesting thing to kind of navigate through. But before we go into the second day proper, let us actually discuss about what happened in the first day. Let's first and foremost, just as we've seen, currently the meta-defining Umamusume herself, Christmas Ogre, is standing in a dominant 3-0 in the Tengu Cup. As you can see here are the lengths of each trainer who have won with it. Last time, Mia winning with 4 lengths, Blue with 2.5, and Tsukasa winning with a length. And so far, I think Christmas Ogre Cap has yet to fail a festive miracle, right? And that's really one of the big issues right now when dealing with this Umamusume. That festive miracle is so strong, and the condition that you need in order to beat it at the moment is you need to somehow be able to outspeed it with either acceleration, right? Or you should just have a way to block her, but usually that's kind of a problem because again, Christmas Ogre, pace chaser, right? You have to get in front and get that eclipse position. Usually that is such a problem at the moment. So yeah, we'll see if today is gonna be the day where one of the Christmas Ogres will be challenged, but it's gonna be quite rough considering the races that we're gonna have today are not as competitive per se. At least due to the fairness of the pairings so far. So next up here, we have the standout trainers in the first day here. Running up here with Blue, who had a first place Christmas Ogre, second place Chocolate Mihono Bourbon, and a 5th place Major Ryan. Currently, of course, with a 100% win rate due to only being the first day here, and a top 3 rate of 66%, only Major Ryan having the 5th placer, an average placing of 2.67. I think Blue, as a newcomer into the Tengu Cup, has so far shown very strong performances, and among the Christmas Ogres, right, let's go back there, had a very strong finish, 2.5 lengths, and that's against his own Umamusume. If we account the distance that Chocolate Bourbon made in that previous race against Rugu Gachu, was about 3 lengths of a difference from this Ski Ogre. So Blue so far showing up in a big way here, but of course let's talk about the elephant in the room, the one and only Crazy Dave, making a big splash in this tournament, taking down the second seed of the second seed of the Tengu Cup. And it's quite fascinating here seeing Crazy Dave's journey in the Tengu Cup, seeing his special week put up such big wins in the first official Tengu Cup we had following this format change that we made, right? And seeing it now here, I would say fan favorite, I am sure a lot of you guys big fans of Crazy Dave and his special week, able to make a big difference in this first day and taking down both of his competitions. And seeing here, he has this time, it's not just gonna be special week, he has a Grass Wonder, Matakan Fukitaru, who are capable of competing as well, and as well finishing day one with a tied average placing with Blue. That's kind of crazy, but we'll see later on. We'll see if he can keep this momentum forward, as now we get ourselves into the races here, ladies and gentlemen. The first race of the day, it is going to be Blue versus Random Name versus Ray. Let's discuss the key points of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Christmas Ogre, big issue at the moment. If the Blue's Christmas Ogre gets to proc this skill with unblocked, unattended, I don't think there's gonna be any Umamusume that can contest that. However, I will say it is possible with the Narita Taishin, I believe. Narita Taishin is an end closer, and one thing about end closers is that if they can get themselves going, their acceleration at that last spurt is very, very hard to stop. This is usually something you see with Golshi, but Narita Taishin, not to be underestimated. If she can get herself in a good position coming into the mid-race, we're gonna see a very, very strong Umamusume charging forward from the very back here. As well as the Ace Rice Shower here. One thing to note, we did allow a little technical for Random Name to swap out his Rice Shower from the first day to the second day. Of course, that means that the first day did have his original Rice Shower, but in the second day we'll be having his more proper Ace, and will be kept that way moving forward here. And another thing to note, of course, Ray is the other competitor here, and he didn't really have a strong performance in the first race here. And honestly, looking at the current situation, I'm not really sure if he's gonna be able to compete, especially in this race where even the gap between Random Name and Blue is quite big in terms of the rating of the Umamusume. So it's gonna be a difficult and uphill battle between the three of them, because I feel like it's really divided among them. But if Crazy, again, basing it off the capability of Crazy Dave was able to make such an upset, perhaps Random Name is able to do the same here. Especially, of course, Christmas Ogre, if that first miracle fails, or if she gets blocked, just one bad position, it could potentially cost them the race. Of course, there is the Mihono Bourbon, or the Christmas Charlotte Mihono Bourbon. That can be such a problem, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll see if that will matter as we get ourselves into the races now. The first race here, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be beginning now. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the first race of the day. It is going to be against, it will be Blue, Random Name, and Ray. So ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you have picked your favorites here, and it's gonna be quite interesting. I think my analysis for this race, of course, I think Blue is gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be a landslide, but it really depends on how well this Rice Shower as well as this Narita Taishin is able to compete with. Now we walk ourselves into the paddock here. Number one favorite, I assume. Okay, actually number one favorite is this Major Ryan here from Blue. Number three favorite is the Naruto Taishin from Random Name. And the number two favorite is the Christmas Ogre. So ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be quite interesting. I'm sorry if I keep repeating it. It's the first stream in a while, right? Okay. So we have a late start here from the Ace Rush Shower here for Random Name. Not a good start, and already we see Chocolate Bourbon taking advantage of the situation and getting first place. Second goes on the side here of Christmas Ogre for Blue. That is not the situation you want to see if you're Random Name. Third place is Agnes Tachyon here, then Simboli Rudolph, and then Rice Shower on the Pace Chaser line as we hit the mid-race. Hitting him, Major Ryan climbing up as well into the front, Yaino Moteki and Naruto Taishin at the very back of the race. They really need to climb up from this big deficit here. Gorman procced already by the Christmas Ogre, ladies and gentlemen. As a Russian Gale trying to push themselves forward. As we hit the middle portion of the race, slowly climbing into that into the last spurt. There's a 777, hold on. One recovery race. It's actually, now think about it, Festive Miracle has yet to proc, ladies and gentlemen. But Christmas Ogre, she's just gonna keep this spurt going. Who is gonna be able to contest this? I'm not too sure if anyone from the side of Random will be able to do it. But Naruto Taishin surely is gonna give the chase, but so far it is three members of Blue at the very front, and I don't think there will be any change here. Blue with a dominant finish, occupying all three podiums in this first race, will take down Random Name. Or at least will secure himself a second place with Taishin's fourth. As for Ray though, not exactly the situation you want to be in. Only finishing a 6th place here for Ray. As the Ace Rice Shower not able to show up really due to that late starter. Once again, Blue securing himself a first place. Will set himself up with 20 points. And with Random taking second place, he will get himself 14 points. With Ray getting third place, he will be sitting at 10 points currently. We will now move on into the second race as well. Of course, we're gonna discuss it first. Hold on, chat. Okay, yes, hold on. I will show the table. So here, currently, as it stands, ladies and gentlemen, Blue will occupy the first place for himself. Random will be, of course, it's currently second place, but of course this will change very, very fast as we got through the rest of the days. But yeah, currently same kind of expected results that we're getting so far. Hopefully we will see a big little difference, at least from the expectations, coming into the next few races here, ladies and gentlemen. Now we get ourselves into the next race here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, here we go. So now we have the second race here, ladies and gentlemen. It is between Tsukasa, Tetrakis, and Tunic, ladies and gentlemen. And I think this one's gonna be not as close as not as one-sided. Okay, I do think it will be very one-sided in the fact that I think Tsukasa will not have any competition in this very particular race. However, guys, I'm not too sure if it's gonna be as one-sided as before between Tetrakis and Tunic. Tunic does have that Ogre cap that is some in the similar rating with Tetrakis. Of course, Tetrakis does have an Ogre himself, and of course the S rank Umamusume of Agnes Digital. So we'll see if that's gonna be something that's really achievable here for the side of Tunic. I'm really excited, honestly, to see if there's gonna be a chance in this one. Of course, if we have to discuss really the side of Tsukasa, I don't really think there's gonna be much competition here. Even if the Christmas Ogre falters, I think the base stats alone are able to stomp through the rest of these. But again, ladies and gentlemen, that's not the focus of this race. This is gonna be potentially the first time ever that Tunic might secure himself a second place, and I know that's not much of an achievement when it comes to, you know, in the competition, in the grand scheme of things, but when it comes to small steps, Tunic could potentially make history for himself. As we get ourselves into the next races here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, let me just update this. Now, I will say we're kind of going through today very fast. I understand. Not much. It's really there will be a lot more later on. Probably in the next few days there will be a lot more. But yeah, let's continue with the second race of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ourselves into the turf. Second race here, ladies and gentlemen. So now get into the podium. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please keep an eye out on this Ogre cap here for Tunic. This is going to be a very fascinating scenario, honestly. So yeah, we're gonna, I think expectation, yeah, the game will recognize Tsukasa here, number 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, again, ladies and gents, keep an eye out on Tetrakis, this Agnes Digital, as well as the 2 Ogres. We'll track it as best as we can. So here we go. It begins. So push on 2, so far so good, and fighting here for the first place spot. It is going to be Tunic's Ogre cap here, being followed by Agnes Tachyon from the side of Tetrakis. As a fight in the middle, as we enter the mid-race comes through. Hitting here in the first corner, it is Ogre cap. Then there's the Christmas Ogre cap here of Tsukasa. There we at the back, it's third place is Yaino Mateki, fourth is Agnes Digital, then it is Tetrakis' Ogre cap, then the Agnes Tachyon, then Special Week, Grass Wonder, and Haru Aurora. Ladies and gentlemen, it's quite close so far, but the Ace Eclipse position from Ogre cap potentially could be a really good pace here as we hit the last spurt. Of course, if you guys are familiar with Ogre cap, it can be really problematic if that triumphant pulse doesn't proc. The festive miracle procking here from the side of Tsukasa will get the push on as she passes by the Ogre cap here of Tunic very dominantly, with the Dominator being procced. But it's gonna be, it could potentially help Tunic here. Tunic still keeping up in that second place. It is Tunic's Ogre cap. Here comes the triumphant pulse, ladies and gentlemen. The triumphant level 5 triumphant pulse from Tunic, pushing forward. 200 meters left, and the competition seems wide. Tunic finishing second place over place! I can't believe it! It's not even just a second place in general, but a second place overall this Ogre Cup. Congratulations to Tunic securing himself his first ever second place in the Tengu Cup series. Well done. As we get ourselves to review, first place goes to the side of Tsukasa, of course, with the Christmas Ogre. Second goes to Ogre Cap of Tunic. Third place goes to Mayayo no Muteki. Fourth place goes to Grass Wonder. Fifth place goes to the S-Rank Umamusume of Tetrakis. Sixth place goes to Tetrakis Ogre Cap. Seventh goes to Agnes Tachyon from Tetrakis. Eighth place goes to Special Week. And ninth place goes to Haru Urara. And what a way to have this race go on. Honestly, what a show of strength on the side here of Tunic. As he secures himself a second place, putting himself on the board. Tying himself as well with Tetrakis. As we now look into the current standings. Hold on, let me try and update this on the spot here, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a bit. Apologies guys, hold on. Okay, here we go, I believe. Yep. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, currently as it stands, here are the current results of the table. It is, of course, first place tied here by Tsukasa and Blue with 20 points. It is third place here for Random Name with 14 points. Tetrakis and Tunic now occupying the fourth place. Of course, this will change. And Ray sitting at sixth place with 10 points here. Yeah, now we're gonna get ourselves into the next race here, ladies and gentlemen. Discuss the next race, I would say. So here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, next up here is I think I will say the most interesting race we're gonna have for today. It is going to be a race between Crazy Dave, Rugu Gachu, and Veliona. And guys, I will say, while it looks very the ratings look very odd, but again, Crazy Dave took first place in the first day here, taking down Roy. Now up against Rugu Gachu, who is one of the favorites to hit the podium. Well, not really hit the podiums, but hit a very strong finish in this tournament. Got second place, unfortunately, against Blue, but against a much more easier crowd. Potentially, this could be her first win, but of course, Crazy Dave not to be underestimated. But I will say, Veliona not to be underestimated as well. Running a Golshi in this cup, not exactly her strongest turf due to the shorter distance of this medium race, but this could potentially be a very, very close matchup. And one thing I will say, all three aces from these three trainers are running a different style of strategy here. Of course, special week here from Crazy Dave, late surger. Rugu Gachu's TM Opera O is a pace chaser, and the end closer here for Veliona running that Golshi. So this is going to be a very fascinating scenario where all styles of Umamusume are going to be running, and we'll see how much that will affect this how much that will affect this scenario here, ladies and gentlemen. I personally think it's close enough that I'm not really sure who's gonna win. Of course, I do think Ru should be the favorite to get the win here, but I will say I will only give it a slight edge. It's not something where I'm like, I would confidently say that she would win it, of course. So now we get ourselves into the upcoming race here, ladies and gentlemen. So we hold on. We enter the race here, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be the third race of the day's Tengu Cup. And a match between quite possibly the strongest of the middle table. Crazy Dave, Rugu Gachu, and Veliona. The number one favorite stands. It is the Centaurial Overlord. Next up is the Heroine. But the ruler of Japan, well, I would say the Supreme Commander of Japan, stands tall in second favorite here, according to the game. A lot of 2-star Umamusume here in this race, ladies and gents. But I don't think that will stop these Umamusume from winning, as here we go. And already off to a good start here in the early race. TM Opera O occupying that first place here. Second goes to the side of Narita Brian. Then third is the Simile Rudo. I think it's King Halo. Then fourth place I think is Agnes Digital. Agnes Digital going to push for that third place here. Then it is Special Week. Then Simile Rudolph, Grass Wonder, and the Golshi at the back. We hit now the mid race here. Atekanifu Kitaru going to push forward here. Oh, big positioning from Atekanifu Kitaru. Really gaining a lot of distance here. As here comes Golshi, the warning shot. It's gonna start building up that positioning. Still, good start here. Oh, a lot of skills now being procced by everyone. As we now close in on the last spurt. Here we go. We are passing it now. Who is going to make a difference? It is... Oh, no one's making a move just yet. Oh, here comes Opera O. Opera O making the push at the very front of the whole pack. Rocking her unique in a very dominant position. Here comes the Barcarolle of Blessings. And I think this is the full-powered one, so she's gonna start pushing this advantage as strong as she can. But here comes Supreme Commander with the shooting star. Will she be able to get through the crowd? Her distance is way too far here, but she is desperately trying to keep it through. But it's not gonna be enough. It is Rugugachu. A strong position keeps her spot in the first place. Together with, I believe, Agnes Digital in second. Congratulations here for Rugugachu securing her second place. Sorry, first place in the Tengu Cup May 2026. So now we count the placings here. First place goes to TM Opera O. Second goes to Agnes Digital. Third goes to Special Week. Fourth goes to Golshi here for Veliona. So again, it really was that close. Fifth place goes to Naruto Brian. Sixth place goes to King Halo. Seventh place goes to Simply Rudolph. Eighth place goes to Grass Wonder. Ninth place goes to Matekane Fukitaru. It is a strong finish overall for all of the aces here. But it concludes with a very, very tight-knit finish. Crazy Dave is gonna go down to earth. The first winner of the day one that will take a loss here. Unfortunately for Veliona, despite showing so much promise in this one, still gonna be sitting on that on that 10 points. So we now arrange ourselves we are arranging now, hold on. Apologies for the delay, but yes, hold on. Okay, here we go, guys. Just this. Okay, here we go. Apologies. Here is the current standings here, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy Dave will be sitting in third place together with Rugugachu at the moment. Actually, hold on. Let me mute the here you go. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, currently we are sitting here in the third place here. Crazy Dave and Rugugachu both with 17 points, and Veliona gonna be tied up with Ray at the moment, as they both share the current position here. It's both third. The table really breaking apart here as we now hit the second place. We're hitting a lot of unexpected but really close matchups, right? So we're getting to show some more differences here in the results now. So we go to our very last race here, ladies and gentlemen. will be here you go. It will be between Mia, Torrent, and Roy Trigger here, ladies and gentlemen. I will say this one might be close as well. Hold on. This one may be close as well. Torrent, definitely the ace didn't have the best performance in the the first race of this Tengu Cup. So looking for a stronger finish here. But yeah, a chance for redemption. Key points of the race here, ladies and gents. Roy Trigger didn't have the best race in day one, right? Lost quite hard to Crazy Day, but also the random name. So this match could be a really interesting, a really banger race between the first and second seed of the whole cup here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Torrent in 6th seeding, but not to only underestimate that, I think he will have a very strong showing with his Umamusume as well. King Halo, so this is Torrent. Yeah, Torrent's King Halo had a very, very strong last spurt there when he went up against Tsukasa in the first day. So if we can get a chance here from the King Halo to just make that big push in the end, potentially could defeat the very first Christmas Ogre of this whole cup. But one thing to note, it is a battle of pace chasers here. All three aces are pace chasers, and if again, positioning is gonna be really crucial. So far in the 3 races we've seen, all of them have been won by a pace chaser. So that's gonna be very interesting, especially when they get that eclipse position, because so far every Umamusume that has hit that has reached the top 3 of this cup. So yeah, we're gonna move on now to this race. Keep an eye out on who is gonna be at the very first, who's gonna be able to keep this position forward. Of course though, this could be a different story. So let's chat. Apologies again. Sorry if the stream is very scuffed for today. I'll make it better next time, especially like to make sure it's not really awkward on all these parts. But yeah, so now we're gonna go into just put ourselves here, ladies and gents, into the last race of the day between. Hold on, is this the right one? Yeah, it's between Mia, Torrent, and Roy Trigger, and what could potentially be a very competitive race. Yeah, go into this. I will say though, I think Mia obviously is the hard favorite here to take the victory, you know, because of course Christmas Ogre so far has been very unstoppable, but the game seems to rate Torrent's Umamusume very strong here. The frontrunner Saiyan Sky, the ball dancing, what's the ball dancing? Yeah, the dancing Saiyan Sky, as well as the King Halo that we spoke about earlier. But of course, not to miss on the rest of the Umamusume here, there is the Major Orion, who can always get a really strong spurt, as well as the Taiki Shuttle, the ace of Torrent Genon, really strongly rated. As now we get into the position, and so far no pace chaser is able to capitalize in that really strong eclipse position. Oh, hold on. A break apart here is none other than Nice Nature. A very odd one at that. Mia running a pace chasing Nice Nature. But yeah, she occupies the first spot here, but the aces all clumped up together. Simply Rudolph at the very back here. Yeah, Saiyan Sky occupying that first place very dominantly as a frontrunner. Then it is the Nice Nature from Mia, then the Christmas Ogre, then it is a very closely contested fight here between Venture Ryan, Taiki Shuttle, and Simply Rudolph as we hit the last spurt. King Halo carried out the star, but oh no, here comes the issue. It's Festive Miracle here from Mia, who's gonna start the march forward. Can they stop her? As the last spurt is not starting just yet, hold on. Might have been proc too early here, ladies and gentlemen. And this positioning is so dangerous here from the Christmas Augury, but we'll see. As now we get through, can she make the breakthrough in the end? We break it down being pushed here by the Saiyan Sky, but I don't think Saiyan Sky, it is a very close one. It's King Halo. King Halo at the front. King Halo here from Torrent. She will smite down the very first Christmas Augury of this whole cup. In what a very contested race here. So many Umamusume finishing so close to the first, but King Halo at the very edge of the group was able to break through and get that last spurt from the straight. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. First place goes to Torrent's King Halo. Second place goes to the Saiyan Sky. Third place goes to Nice Nature. Fourth place goes to Augury Cap. It's Christmas Augury Cap here from Mia. Fifth place goes to Major Ryan's Roy Trigger, which means again Roy Trigger finishing third place here. That one of the tournament favorites, really not finding much success at the moment. Sixth place goes to the Taiki Shuttle. Seventh place goes to Roy Trigger's Nice Nature. Eighth place goes to the Wedding Mayana Top Gun. And ninth place goes to Simply Rudolph. Congratulations here for Torrent, taking down a Christmas Augury when no one else has been able to achieve so far. And this is going to finish up our day 2 here, ladies and gentlemen. What a clash indeed. It was such a hotly contested one. I mean, that was a very interesting lesson to learn here, ladies and gents. The thing about Festive Miracle is that it has 3 parts to it. It has the speed, the recovery, and the acceleration. But the thing is, the Christmas Augury of Mia procced the Festive Miracle a bit too early, and it didn't get to proc the acceleration part, so when the positioning kinda got a little bit muffled, wasn't able to get that lead that she would have wanted. And yeah, King Halo capitalizing very well. Saint Sky also kept the lead so long, and it looked like she wasn't gonna be able to keep it in the end there, but no, was able to edge it out for that second place finish. So we now get ourselves into the finale here. Ladies and gentlemen, as I update the standings for the last showing of the year. Hold on. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the final standings here for day 2. First place is occupied by Tsukasa and Blue with 20 points. Third place tied 3-way tiebreaker for third place between Crazy Dave, Rugugachu, and Mia, who both have a first and second place to their name with 17 points. Actually, no, it's not a 3-way tie, it's a 4-way tiebreaker as well. Torrent, right? Of course, taking his first win here. Then on the lonesome 7th place here, who has 2 second places here, it is Random Name with 14 points. Then tied 2-way tiebreaker for 8th place, it is Tetrakis and Tunic. But of course, Tunic, I think you edge out in this matchup, but they put 12 points. On the 10th ranking here, it is Ray Valiona and Roy Trigger, all with 2 third places here and 10 points. So I will say, when it comes to the current situation, this is going to be a very interesting playoff race here. One of the favorites at the very, very bottom of the table at the moment. Sure, probably could have been, maybe gotten a bit unlucky, but so far had a really winnable matchups, but has yet to capitalize on it. So yeah, now, we're gonna see here how the table is gonna evolve. But speaking of, before we conclude today, we will now be discussing the updates to the format here, ladies and gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, to update you all on what's gonna happen for day 3 and 5, we will have a format change. Starting from day 3 to 5, the top 1 to 6 and 7 to 12 will be divided into 2 groups, the Eclipse group and the Chaser group respectively. Players may only face each other in their own group for that day, and the teams with the least points in the Eclipse group will be replaced by the first place finishers of the Chaser group in the next day. Now, to show a visual of this, I will be using the current standings in order to show you what this format is going to look like. And I will demonstrate it to you all. So let me just go back. Here we go. And I will arrange it so you guys can see it. Here we are. Okay, so this will be the group stage moving forward here into the day 3 to 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. So the explanation is basically anyone who is in an Eclipse group will only face each other, as well as anyone in the Chaser group will only face each other as well. So what that would mean is that you're gonna get more closer matchups, at least on paper, because these are of course gathered up through the results that we've gotten so far in the first 2 days. And you're gonna not have, this could be an opportunity for the bottom placers such as Roy Trigger and Veliona, as well as Random Name and Tetrakis, to have those first place finishes that they really need so they can climb up the ladder. Now, one thing to note, if you finish with high points but are still in the Chaser group, even if you have higher points compared to someone in the Eclipse group, you will still be in the ranking that you are placed in. So that's gonna be quite notable. Another thing is, ladies and gents, as stated in the format showing earlier, anyone who gets the lowest points will be dropping down to the Chaser group, and all the first placers in the Chaser group will transfer into the Eclipse group. So with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, oh, and of course, another thing is that additional, since there's only gonna be two first placers in the chaser group, the player with the most points as well in the chaser group that does not automatically qualify from a win will move on into the eclipse group as well. So just a clarification in case anyone is curious about that scenario. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that is enough for the that explains the next format moving into the tomorrow, as we will continue the rest of the tournament tomorrow to the next few days. So yes, ladies and gents, that's gonna be it for today. There will not be wait, guys. Okay, I just realized right now. So I was like speaking a lot, and then the mic wasn't like. Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, so guys, before anything, I will say thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate everyone who came by the stream. I really do appreciate your support because it really encourages me to keep going and hosting events for the server and all. If you guys want more events like this, please continue to watch and stuff because I really appreciate it. And again, gives encouragement, and it makes it a lot more fun when everyone's coming and joining, right? So yeah, yes, sorry again. I know this stream was really awkward, but I'll try my best to make tomorrow and the rest of the days more organized, and do expect it to be tomorrow. I'm not sure what time exactly it will be. It could be the same time as today, or it could be like later. But yeah, guys, that's it gonna be for today. Thank you for watching. Again, I would like to see you guys another day, or again tomorrow, and hopefully we have the same reception, and hopefully the stream is gonna be better. So yeah, thank you guys. I will see you all. Yeah, I'll see you all. Sorry for repeating my words, but yeah, I'm very happy about seeing everyone be here. Yeah, thank you.
ていたんだよ、あの日からずっと。途方もないけど叶えられるって、そう踏み出したら道は続いてて、すぐじゃなくてもたどり着けるって。私でも扉を開けたら全部素通りしてしまったからだ。どうすればいいの。見上げた空きらめいてた、いつか見つけた憧れみたいに、地上に一人残されてた。土のついた足は動けないまましびれてく。光はどこもう見えない。握りしめてた何かがあって、道しるべのよう先を示してたけど、開いてみた手のひらの上見つめ返しても空っぽだったんだ。私いつの間に落としてしまった。それとも最初からなかった。答えでないよ。転んだ日も立ち上がったらスタート切れる。ゴールに向かって思ってたけど違ったのかな。なぜやってみせるって疑わずいられたんだろう。わからない。ただ叫び出したい。追いかけてるよ必死で背中。なりたい自分はちゃんといるはず。それでも足りないんだよ。どれだけ一途でも永遠みたいな距離が空いてる。見上げた空きらめいてた、いつか見つけた憧れみたいに、地上に一人置いてきぼりだ。胸の中と思ってた光にじんで溶けてゆく未来はどこもう見えない。ねえ何を差し出せばいい。傷ついてもいいよね。だから無邪気すぎてた私の夢、夜へと消えてゆく。無駄金たたえよ forever gone。 Now I'm living a perfect moment。 心震える日だよ。Why 冷たい endless と枯れることないマインド華やかなるヘリのこの声で響け歓喜よ栄冠のマイデイズ Forever knowledgeable Grab the wind 届こう永久を見せつけるヒーロー誰も成し得ない景色を築いて Crazy Storm 愛なききらめく Forever Love 称賛は鳴りやまず So great reform 歴史刻む Proud of me 夜明けに残る Shining Star 爆発が出ろ Go on 美しいForever mind is how you are Rocking the